Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be covering part 3 of my square foot garden mini series. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, I'm going to link the videos in the description box below. The first video is going to cover starting up a square foot garden from nothing. The second video is going to cover planting as well as building a trellis. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about seasonal maintenance. So how you maintain your garden, how you prevent the bugs, how you deal with weeds, and what you're able to harvest in, specifically in my case, just 15 square feet of garden space. So let's start and see how this garden is doing. So this is what's left of my square foot garden. I'm at the end of the season and you can see everything has now been harvested, and I have been pulling out plants along the way so that I don't have to do all of my cleanup at once. It's actually quite impressive of how much food you can grow in such a small space. Thing about having a square foot garden is that you're able to rotate your crops throughout the season. So if you're going to assign a specific vegetable to a specific square, once that is harvested and you pull it out of the soil, you can go ahead and plant something new. This is my round 2 or my second harvest. This is what was left of the first. And you can maximize your harvest until the first frost date. Right now it's a little overgrown, and I just picked a whole bunch of carrots. I'll let these ones grow a little bit longer. They're not in the way of anything. Pick some green onions. I just picked the tomatoes, peppers. So we'll start picking the leaves from the outside because the center is still growing. The longer and larger that some of your vegetables get, they'll actually become a little bit bitter and they'll lose their delicious flavor. This square has carrots. It had about 16 carrots at one point. I've been picking them as I needed them, so I only have a few left. You want that? There you go. There is nothing tastier than fresh garden carrots. So as I pull up my carrots, I'm just twisting and pulling up at the same time. So the next thing I want to do is just pull out all of my green onions. I don't have a lot of weeds in this square foot garden. Looking here, this is about the most weed trouble I've had all year. It's been raining a lot, so I'm not surprised that these showed up. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've had to weed this garden. An elevated garden bed, anything that is above the ground, you are not going to get those awful weeds that are growing underneath your lawn, you know, all in and around your garden bed. And even though I didn't have a weed problem this year in this garden, I definitely had a bug problem, as expected for any vegetable garden. And I always like to plant marigolds in my square foot garden. The bugs are so attracted to these wonderful flowers that they leave all of my vegetables alone, for the most part. There's a lot of different type of bug pattern marks that I noticed on the leaves, and if you want to know more about recognizing bug patterns so that you can help your own garden, check out this video. It is going to also talk about my solution, my DIY solution that I make at home using neem oil and dish soap, and I spray it on this garden. So along with my marigolds and along with that do-it-yourself mix solution, my bug problem really wasn't that much of a problem. So now that I've harvested everything that was in that square foot garden, I am going to do the end of year cleanup. And some of the solar lights, will take these out because I'm going to be raking this space. These are awesome solar lights. They stick right into the soil and they last. And this square foot garden is now back to where it started. Just a big box of dirt waiting for plants. What did I learn this year? Peppers grew really well, carrots grew really well. Marigolds I'll just probably put in the center next year. Cucumbers grew awesome with this trellis. And if you do have a square foot garden, using the space vertically is going to improve your yield as well. Hopefully this video and mini series has shown you from start to finish just the process of growing your own food.